We have arrived.
Yay.
We're here and we're reading a book.
Yes.
You know, reading a book is a good thing.
Nah.
The amount that I have to remind myself of that while reading this specific book should be illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Book Fights. We're Illiterate-ly. My name is Gina.
I'm Belle.
And we are reading ZODIAC Academy, The Awakening. And if you haven't seen all the rest of the book bites that we've done on this, then go watch them. Go watch them. I'll have them linked in the whatever the thingies. Go watch them. Because you'll get all the tea that we have. Because we read this about 50 pages at a time. And then we gossip about it in depth. In detail. Okay? We're like your dentist who's looking for plaque. All right? We are looking for all of the information in this. And it's still not like making me like it. But, you know, we are here. We have made it to chapter 9 and 10 of ZODIAC Academy. And we're coming out swinging. We're coming out swinging.
It's... Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll get into it. So chapter 9 is the first one we have.
Yes.
And we open up on Darcy. And she is, she's going to water, I think. Is it water? It's been a hot second since I read this.
No, she's going to her after-school programming.
Is she?
Her tutoring.
I thought she had water class first.
No, because that's Tori's chapter, but it tells us nothing.
No, she has air elemental class. My air elemental class had been incredible.
Yeah, she talked about it last chapter.
Darcy?
Yeah.
No, she had fire elemental class.
Oh.
Tori had fire elemental class. Darcy had air elemental class.
Oh, I hear you. Okay, I get you now. I'm picking up what you're...
And they were, I thought, okay, so the reason that I thought it was water elemental class is because she releases her full power onto the sea to create, to like, I wanted to talk about it because she like controls the waves. Because that makes sense. Because you can't hurt the sea.
Yeah.
And you can't hurt yourself with the sea.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for all of these first years in this class that we don't see and only get a small recap of. Because why would we want to see anything that actually makes sense? You see them doing a thing that makes sense where they're using their elemental powers that they have absolutely no control over and have no idea the power balance of to shove away from them.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. I think that's a great idea. Instead of standing in a circle and wielding the most dangerous element you can.
Yeah.
To whatever strength you have. And we don't know what that is.
Yeah. That's honestly a good point.
And then she heads... I wanted to talk about that because it makes me angry. And then she heads to her little thing with Professor Orion. Never take a shortcut through the woods.
Also, her horoscope... Not the horoscope. The stupid message. Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We also need to talk about what they put on Facebook before she goes.
Shit.
No, but
I don't get. The fact that it wasn't already fully school gossip that these girls can be compelled or whatever because a professor did it in the middle of a compulsory class. Do you know how much I would talk about that shit in high school?
This place is so wild.
No one would have ever lived that down.
No.
I would have told everyone I could.
Yeah. Everybody already knows. It didn't need to go on there.
You don't need to put it on Facebook.
But I low-key live for the hashtags.
Oh my god, no.
Date her till you made her.
Get out of here.
It's like, dear Lord.
Gonna make them moo? Also, who replies? Who comments in with hashtags?
Nobody.
Not a single. You had the opportunity to make like your own social media, and you said the one thing I'm gonna do that makes it unique.
Hashtags.
Comment with hashtags. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
It's the only thing that sparks joy.
I hate it so much. It makes me so unbelievably angry. I'm not on Twitter or X or Blue Sky. Like, I'm not on any of those things because hashtags get me. I don't like hashtags.
Yeah. Not to make a move.
Oh, God.
Oh. Okay, and then she goes into the woods.
The deeper I delved into the woodlands, the closer the trees seemed to gather and arch overhead to create an endless tunnel before me. Yeah, it's magic. They might actually be doing it.
It might be a haunted woods.
You don't know where you're at, girly
No.
pop. Like, you have a map, and then she's like, but I think I'm gonna go through this little branch right here that's, like, not really on the map. The hell?
And, like, Falling Star comes in and is like, the shadows draw closer to you, Darcy. Stay in the light.
Wait, before that,
Yes.
there's a line
Yes.
that says, honestly, I should have better balance by now, but I fell over way more often than a grown-ass woman should. Hang on a moment! Because a few chapters ago, your sister told us that the magic was making her magically never upset a pebble. A singular pebble. She was able to walk in the moonlight and not trip simply because the magic flowed through her. No explanation, no information.
No.
Why does Darcy not get that same power? Because fuck you for that. Specifically, that's rude. I am a clumsy person. That's rude. And also, can we get some consistency here?
No. No. Never. This book? No. That, I blocked that out of my brain. I read it, I said I don't care, and I kept going.
That made me so angry. Because that little line where Tori's like, the magic made me not trip, made me so pissed that I was like, I can't unfeel this. And then she gets accosted by the heirs.
There were so many signs for her not to go down that area.
Yeah.
She got an anonymous tip from Falling Star.
Mm-hmm.
Your body was telling you, I'm being watched. A shiver darted up my spine, and the sense of being watched cascaded over me like ice-cold water. Footsteps padded along the path behind me, soft and swift, as if someone was trying to remain quiet.
I'm going to say once again, and I feel like this is going to be a very big thing for me.
Yes.
With this book. These girls are so stupid.
Yes.
That I cannot believe that these four men are even
So
more
threatened.
stupid that they are threatened by these dumbass girls. Because they are the ones stalking this woman.
Yes.
And she still continues to do the dumbass thing. And they don't even have half the information. It's still dumb to do.
Yeah.
And then they're like, let me stake my claim on her still. Which, the whole, like, mud caking her thing is the equivalent of licking a cupcake you want. It is the equivalent of a child licking the cupcake they want and be like, I can't have you till after dinner, but I'm going to lick that cupcake because that's the one I want. And no one can tell me any different. Every single person in this book is an idiot.
Yes.
And I cannot stand it.
I don't get every single turn, whether it be with the heirs or with Orion. They're all shitty people and they all get sexualized.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't help but the heat that runs through me. And I'm like, yeah, you can.
And it's out of left field.
Yes.
Because it's like, I was eating some Frosted Flakes. And then I just wanted to, I don't know, slam her on a table and have sex with her. And it's like, those two things are not connected.
No.
None of that makes any sense, and I don't like it.
No.
Because, like, I'm all for spice. This is not spice. This is also not
No.
tension.
No.
This isn't tension. This is just stupid.
This is bullying. This is beyond hazing.
And I've read bullying romances that I like.
Yeah.
This is also not that.
No.
This is also
I don't want them to end up with any of them.
I want everyone. I hope that there's a mass extinction. I hope the humans have an uprising, figure out there's Fae, and just end this world.
It was an asteroid.
Like the dinosaurs. That's fine too. I'm good with that. I don't care how it happens. I hope they are in the orb and they go, "Oh no," and then all die. I hope that's the end of book 12.
The orb.
The orb. I hope that's what happens. I hope the orb takes him out.
That's funny. Also, I'm pissed. Why didn't she just, like, blast herself out of the little ring that they created around her? If air is, like, she already has, like, a good control of air, why couldn't she just blast up and jump?
Sorry, I was just thinking about Mario.
Yeah.
And then she was doing the thing where you, like, land on the little mushroom dude. That would be great. That would be wonderful. That would make sense.
Yes.
But then you have to create this thing that I think the writers think is tension, and it's not.
No.
It's just horrendous. It's just awful.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Though, they are not calling them by their princess names. So, you know, there's a little bit of respect there.
I can't believe you just said that in this house. Calling somebody by their preferred name? That's basic human decency. That is basic human decency. I don't give a shit if they're not human. That is basic person decency.
The ass isn't doing that for them. The almighty sovereign society.
I forgot. I said their own ass? I think that's what's doing it for them. I think their asses being pretty is what is doing it for them.
Nope.
And I forgot about the society. I forgot about the society. I hate this book. All right. And then she goes, whatever.
Yeah.
She goes to Professor Orion. Professor Orion modifies her.
Which I have confusion because she's like, it started to like burn, like there was heat, and then, but he doesn't have fire. He just has air and water, right?
I don't know.
Ugh.
I think he can make hot air.
Can you?
He seems to be only full of hot air.
Period. Also, in my brain, he's one of those kinda ugly guys that dresses really well and smells good, so they think they're hot.
Why is it the most accurate description that I've ever heard of this man in my whole life? That's wild. That was so accurate that it kind of gave me even more of an ick than I already have, but now I'm like, why is this so true?
Yeah.
And then he's like, your gratitude isn't what I want. He snatched my arm, and in one single heartbeat, I knew what he was going to do. Again, my 4-year-old daughter knew what he was going to do. My thoughts went haywire, and my body tumbled into panic mode. Before I realized what I was doing, my hand smashed against his face with a loud clap filling the room. Oh, holy shit, I just slapped a teacher. Good. Slap everyone. I would be, like, a literal, like, spinning top. I would be slapping all of these hoes.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
I would.
The damage I would do with a fly swatter.
Immense. I still have regrets that I didn't do anything in, like, elementary school. Because that's before they, like, get, like, the law involved. Yeah. Like, if I should have just
popped up.
Been in a brawl in, like, 3rd grade. I should have. I'm so sad that I didn't. If I could go back.
If I could go back.
I would.
What elementary school did you go
to? Nothing happened
At
there.
my elementary school, there were kids in 3rd grade that got into serious trouble because they were taking scissors and cracking them in half and making shivs out of them. for no purpose that I can discern.
Kids are weird.
Kids are wild.
They're terrifying.
Wild.
Okay. So, Mr. O'Brien. No, not
Orion.
Orion.
Orion gave me an even stare. Everything in Celeria is about power, Miss Vega. Don't forget that. Everyone takes what they want. It's our way. And if you don't start taking it yourself, you're going to fail at this academy before you even attempt to pass the reckoning. Here's my thing about this. Here's my thing about this. This literally doesn't make any sense because he's a professor?
Yeah.
At a school?
Yeah.
Who's quite literally supposed to give knowledge.
Yeah.
That's his whole deal.
Yeah.
That's why he exists.
Yeah.
So what the do you mean you gotta start taking? Taking what? Library books? Taking what? What am I supposed to take? Because nobody will point me in the right direction. Nobody's helping. You are supposed to give knowledge and advice. That is your whole existence. Your whole point. And if it's not, or you're trapped here, here's the thing. I hate it when people are like, I'm trapped here. They trapped me in this job. I would be obnoxious. Be like, I find that on book 3. No, I would be so obnoxious about that. They trapped me here.
And like, it's so fucking annoying because she's like, teach me. She literally ends up saying, she's like, I'm not stupid. Where is it?
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm not stupid. She literally says, I'm not stupid. Like, I can learn. Tell me.
Yes. And he's like, no.
No,
like,
I'm not going to do that.
What?
When again, that's your whole point.
That's the whole point of being there.
That's why you're here.
I will say it was kind of cool with the, like, you can, like, measure your, like, hand and, like, the lines and everything. I thought that was pretty cool.
Power ranking based on palm reading, it means that Zoltan is real. The fucking little Zoltar machines.
You thought he wasn't?
Those bitches are real. They're real.
You thought he wasn't?
I said multiple episodes ago, if horoscopes are real, you can convince me of anything, including the little box fortune tellers. If this is true,
yeah,
he's most definitely real. I found evidence of Bigfoot, and it's this. I'm telling you right now. I did. I want it to be so cool.
Yes.
Why don't you do that? If you can read it on your palm, you should be able to read that from the second somebody's born.
That's valid.
Why do you have to have the awakening? Except to awaken the powers. That's fine. You should know what you're awakening. You should know beforehand. Why didn't anybody look at their palms? I would be like, give me your palm.
Yeah.
You've got all 4 elements. Well, shit, that's going to cause some problems for you.
Yeah.
If this is a thing you can do, because he gives no indication that it shows up after you're awakened, it's just your palm.
Yeah.
We already know who's the most powerful.
Low-key would be so cool if, like, they took that concept and made, like, a whole different, like book about it, and how, like, at birth kids are, like, looked at, and if they have too much power, they're either, like, taken away or, like, even killed or, like, unalived. I don't know if I can say that K word, but if they're unalived or, like, whatever like that,
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
That'd be wild.
I don't even like that kind of stuff, and I think that'd be cooler than this.
The amount of inconsistencies and stuff that doesn't make sense anymore is, like, just mounting. Just mounting. Because then they talk about how the fact that their dad married somebody that wasn't pureblood.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was, like, shunned for it.
Yeah.
So we're just being openly racist.
Yes.
Because they've talked about the fact that they're Latina.
Yes.
So we're just being openly racist.
Yes.
Full point blank openly racist. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting move to make, in the fact that I don't think that anybody in this book can make an actual good point about racism. And that's coming from a white person who never has a good take on that stuff.
Yeah. Alright. Well,
I would love it if it happened. That would be great. That would be a win. We'll see.
I don't get why they can't figure out what her order is right now.
We've stopped talking about that. We're not interested in that anymore. We're not talking about that anymore. Thank you.
Because I guess she has two options. She's either a Hydra or a... What's the other one?
I don't know, because I don't give a shit. I
don't
don't care.
know. He just said, well, whenever you feel your energy recharging, look around.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not going to matter. I'm telling you right now,
No.
it's not going to matter because they're going to make it so obvious when it happens. We don't have to piece the clues together because A, half of them aren't going to make sense and aren't going to be true.
No.
And B, the second it starts to happen, it's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a big deal for them.
Isn't the second book called The Reckoning?
Yes. Which is halfway through their first year.
So that's why this is going so slow. Okay. Any other thoughts on chapter 9?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, the dumbest line that has been heard around the world is Orion when she's like, "What do you think? What order do you think Tori and I are, sir?" And he goes, "Trouble. Jump off a bridge. Jump off a bridge. And I hope you drown because I know you don't have water, bro." Oh God, that's so stupid. And then he calls her Blue, which I think is gross. Yes. And then he says, "Do you have any idea the dangerous times we're living in, Blue?" he demanded, and the heat scalded my neck as he eyed my hair with disdain. No! No one has told them literally anything. All of this information you're spouting out right now, all new information to her. Yeah. And also, she didn't know what half of it means. One, because no one's given her the background information, and two, because she's stupid. I don't know how else to put it. These girls are dumb. The walking down the woods things really got me. You are an 18-year-old woman who has been living on the streets of Chicago.
Yeah.
We live near Chicago.
Yeah.
You've been living on the streets of Chicago, and you said, "I'm gonna ignore all these feelings." You should be dead.
Yeah.
You should already be gone.
Yes.
So the fact that you made it here is sheer stupidity. And because the only way you get that kind of strength is through stupidity.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. Oh my God.
Also, no one's explaining them how to build up a shield.
No, which I love. They're all like, "We do want to control you very much so, thank you."
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, maybe somebody should, because they're obviously not doing a very good job. Also, I love that we're finally getting some information. And she's like, "Are you saying that my birth parents were murdered?" I ask in horror. Girl.
Yeah.
How have we not pieced that together? How?
They're dead. They sent you away.
They're definitely dead.
They sent you away because they feared for your life.
Because that's the thing, is like, we know that they died. We've known for chapters that they died. How did we not notice the murdered part?
Also, so this is like one of the very last like words in the chapter. So if you have more.
I do.
Okay.
I have 2 more points.
Okay, got you.
The one is him saying that as I'm a Libra, I'm a sucker for fairness. That's bullshit. That's full bullshit. I don't know anything about astrology, but I don't give a fuck if you're a Libra. That's bullshit, and absolutely nothing you have done has ever been fair. Not a single. You have been physically violent with students.
That's
Not
fair.
A singular thing you have done has been fair. You are an adult figure. Mm-hmm. So, it's like me disciplining my child. Is it really fair for me to use the knowledge I have as a full adult human being against my 4-year-old? No, it's not. Therefore, why are you doing that to your students?
Yeah.
That's horrendous, gross, and awful. You're not a fair person. That's total bullshit.
Yeah.
I cannot believe. Oh, hang on. Oh, the very last words.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, I held the door wider and I moved to step through it, surprised by the gentlemanly act. Where? Is
No.
it in the room with us?
And then he didn't do it because he ran by her.
Yeah, and he's closed the door in her face.
Which is just like so, again, one, not fair.
Yeah.
Because you are the elder in the room and you should let her out. Also, it's your office.
Yeah.
You let people out of your house before you leave it.
Also, I don't 100% get that. He passed it back, then held the door wider, but then went back in. So did he like go outside the door to hold it?
I think it opens out. I don't know. It's so bad.
My brain didn't pick up that he passed back. I just read swung.
I think
the door
he
swung
like
and closed
he
in my face.
opened it like and was like standing behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he like passed it to his front hand and was standing in front of it. Does that make sense? Like he was standing in front of the door that it was open.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. In no manner was it gentlemanly.
But also, well,
he was kicking her out.
It was, yeah, true. Also, it was unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah.
And like they're supposed to be building a like semi-alliance. Why the hell was he doing this?
Fairness.
I swear to God. Also, why didn't Orion make her his source? He's been drinking from her.
I bet he's got commitment issues.
24/7. You know it, baby. You know it, baby. Let's move to Tori's chapter.
Okay.
All right, chapter 10. Okay. So Tori is asleep. And
jingly noise.
Tori's asleep and she wakes up and she's like, I'm not a morning person. I'm cranky lady. Cranky.
Why is of jingling bolded?
I literally don't know. I don't know. I think that's so weird. I think that's a mistake. But also, yeah, no, I don't know.
Of jingling. It's not even in bold. Like, it's not even capitalized. It's just bold.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But
continue.
In this, I hate that she's like, I don't miss my sister, but I do miss the cup of coffee she used to bring me every morning.
Yeah. Ew.
So we're back to Icky Toy.
Yeah.
Who does not actually give a shit about her sister.
Correct.
So there's that. She's like, I hate that she was a morning person. Girl, get over it. If you don't have to wake up, get over it. Did you get the part where they said that their freaking tiles, the tiles in the whole house are warmed?
From the volcano thing?
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. I would love that. My feet are cold all the time.
Have you ever been in like a bathroom with heated floors?
Yes.
Ugh.
It's glorious.
That's high wealth.
It's top tier. Heated floors are top tier. I don't think she deserves it.
No.
I don't think she deserves it.
Why was there such an in-depth description of the underwear?
Because we have to make everything sexual. And then she talks about the fact that she needs to go to a local mall to get, because like a hot guy. I had no immediate plans to flaunt my underwear, but I need to find a hot guy.
You think they got a mall here?
Bro, they don't even have common decency here. You think they got a mall?
No.
You think they got the Hot Topic? That's definitely where she shops. She goes to Spencer's. We all know it.
Oh, 100%.
Darcy shops.
You
at
know
Forever
those
21.
like jelly dot spiky.
No.
She's giving those vibes.
She is, which is weird because Darcy's the one that dyed her hair blue, but still she's giving those vibes.
She is.
I hate that.
Okay. Her horoscope?
Their horoscopes are horoscopes.
Yeah.
I read their horoscopes like I read my horoscope. I'm like, might be auspicious. And then I move on immediately.
So we know there's going to be an altercation that may make her feel relaxed for a while. Today could well send you spiraling down various paths, so be sure that each decision you make is one you want to stick with. You know what she did today? Nothing.
I don't know. You are so much better at that stuff than I am, so I will leave that in your head.
No. I just, like, every single Tori chapter has been, like, a filler.
It's true. It did bring us this gem, though. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready for it? It is a filler, but it is a fun filler because she finds out the same thing we found out in Darcy's chapter, that Kylie had posted this thing and she's reading the comments. One of the comments is, next time he'll get her on her knees too. Hashtag gagging on it.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
That one wasn't great. We didn't like that one.
I hate it here.
Also, I am impressed. She did pick up on the fact that the admin didn't tell him he couldn't or shouldn't take pictures and share them, just that it had to be done in private.
Right, yeah, because this actually isn't the same thing Darcy saw. This is her naked ass.
Yes.
Fully out there that he just posted. Yes. Which is so gross.
It's disgusting.
Alex is over there and he's just holding up a 0. Yeah, it says, in the future, please share naked photographs privately and not on a public page.
Correct.
And then there is a point where, like, he mentions having, like, both girls.
Yes.
And it's so gross.
And she does talk about that.
Yeah.
She's like, if you were with your sibling,
it would be gross. Why is it different with twins? Which is so true. Oh, because that's where she says, is this...
I love what she does to him, though. You know? I feel like she should have done more.
I agree. She's really just out here beating people up. It's like, if that's the way that you play it, then
yeah, you got to do it.
Getting it, yeah.
You got to do it.
I can't believe I slapped somebody, and Tori's like, I'm gonna maim this man.
As she should.
I'm gonna maim him. I'll do it.
Ugh. Honestly, I was like, you freeze the water and then you just pelt him with the ice.
Well, and this is like a point where she used her magic more instinctually, so it was a lot easier for her to use. Mm-hmm. Letting that kind of energy flow through her, which I think was a big thing. She's learning her magic really well, and I also like that it isn't actually super smooth, because she does have a few. She's like, well, I wasn't really expecting that to happen. Because she's still learning her magic. Yes. And I like when, like, we're learning our magic, and then you go, well, I did a thing, and it was effective. I don't know that I meant to do that thing, but I did do a thing. That's some of my favorite magic learning things. That's part of the reason that I like magic school books, is because I'm like, that's fun. When somebody's like, I'm going to create an arrow, and then it's like, I created 47 birds. And I can't stop creating birds. I keep trying to create an arrow, and I can only create birds. And I don't know what the link in my magic is to the fact that when I try arrow, I get bird. So I'm just here creating birds. Like, that is one of my favorite magic tropes. I love that so much. I think that's so funny.
Ugh, I love it. Also, Milton can gag on it. Like, his name is gag on it. His name is Milton. Bully him. Bully him. 0.
Bully him. Honestly, bully him. They need to be bullying more people. I mean, like,
honestly,
how have we not moved on? If this is the way that the culture works, how have we not moved on to the find the weakest in the pack and bully them? Yeah. Because, like, I'm out here trying to survive the fittest. I am nothing if not a sheeple. And if the sheeple is be mean to other people...
Pecking order.
Baby girl, you better bet.
You work your way up.
For sure. Why?
Yeah.
Oh. And then she goes to...
You're talking about the whole back and forth between her and Darius.
I don't even remember. So many things happen that don't really need to happen. I don't really give a shit about any of this.
Like, he's like, I got the pictures. And it's like, okay, you like me or something? He's like, ew. It's like, okay, Then what does you having the pictures have anything to do?
Yeah, like, then I have cooties. Bite me, bro.
Hope you get infected.
Yeah, like, what? Nobody cares. No, I don't care about Darius.
No.
I don't care. I think she handled that really well. I think she was like, it wasn't about that. It was about the fuck with me again.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Period.
I'm cutting it off at the source.
Because
like,
she did.
Yeah, there's so many people that could have had those pictures. But I love that they're that then she goes to eat with her sister and they're like, we could just dip everybody's toothbrush in the toilet. Just a little bit. Just a little scrub.
They should. I hope.
And then they freaking go to water class.
Yeah.
Why is everything in the school sexual? Specifically the professors.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why did he have to hug them?
Oh, I have a point.
Go for it.
About the orb. The food is so good. They're like, if I didn't watch out, I knew I'd be gaining weight pretty quickly.
Are you like bone thin because you were poor as hell?
You barely have the essentials.
You should be like, I should be gaining weight.
Yeah. If you... the one thing I think is missing is the more like physical aspect. Because if you're out here fighting and shit, like, you have to be like physically sturdy.
Well, and like, magic would be draining.
Yeah. Like, you need to build up endurance.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just like hand movements, like Zumba and stuff, that gets, like, that's a whole workout. They're basically doing like magic Zumba. You know what I mean?
We're trained making that magic Zumba.
Magic Zumba. That's just...
I love it. It's just the windshield wiper.
But like, it's just like, it was like...
You're fully right. I agree.
It was just an odd comment.
I did not notice it, I think, because I can't... I think if I take in everything that's wrong with this book, I will physically implode.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, love that we know that Geraldine forgot something in her room, and so that's why they couldn't walk together.
Here's the deal. That mattered more to me. That mattered more. Geraldine is an honest, hardworking, smart, genuine human being, fae being, who I love. You know what? She said she was in the ass society with her whole heart. And she's just out here doing her best, you know?
I can't wait for merch.
I know, right? She's out here doing her best. She's giving it her all. She's like, this is a family legacy, and I'm going to serve the next sovereigns of our country.
Yeah.
And that's admirable. At least she's a bitch that knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Unlike literally everybody else in this book.
Oh.
And then we have the siren freaking water teacher who drains their emotions with no information. He would have the most information that they are from the freaking... He was like, this is my opportunity. Which means he's pervy.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. He hugs them and drains their emotions.
Yeah.
To drain their magic. And then he's like, let's go to class, ladies. And then they're like, hey, I don't find you attractive. And he's like, ugh. Well, I'm gonna fail you if you don't get yourself in the pool right now.
Yeah.
And then their swimsuits are all like sexy?
Yeah.
Who let him do this?
I want to know if the other girls' swimsuits are like that. It didn't mention anything as like some of the ones that were coming out. It didn't say anything, but like maybe they didn't notice.
Oh, I just assumed that they were the school uniform.
That's what I'm assuming, but I'm also don't put it past anybody to give them that one.
How can two 18-year-old girls be that hot?
No.
I am someone who is attracted to women. Not an 18-year-old woman. As a 28-year-old woman, and for many years at this point, has never been an 18-year-old girl that I've been like, ooh, you're hot.
Even at 21.
No.
You bring an 18-year-old near me? I said, ooh.
No, thank you.
Ooh.
Like, it's not attractive.
No.
I don't want it. Thank you.
No.
Also, ones that grew up on the streets of Chicago?
Yeah.
You have weirdly blue fingers because you're frigid.
Are malnourished.
And incredibly malnourished. And
Yeah.
why do you have 3 stab wound scars?
That's generous.
Hey, I didn't say gunshot wounds.
Valid.
It's the only way they survived. Like I said, stupid. Finding out this was Chicago really, like, threw me for a loop. I didn't know this was Chicago. Like, I don't think I ever realized this was Chicago. And then I saw somebody else review this book. And they were like, they grew up in the hardened streets of Chicago. I said, Chicago?
I've been there.
This was Chicago? Could never be me. Was my dad. Could never be me.
Period.
Yeah. No.
Also, I feel like I didn't think sirens feasted off of emotions. I thought they ate people.
Sirens murder men.
Yeah.
Sirens have a siren song. So,
yeah,
like, then,
to lure.
Luring people makes sense, but, like, they would lure men into the, like, water and then drown them.
Yeah.
So I don't really get that order.
No.
But I don't get the werewolf order either. So far, only the vampire ones really making that much sense with the lore.
Do we know Darius's?
No, but Hydra's not making sense either.
No. What do you do?
Do you turn into a 7-headed animal? 7-headed dragon monster that if you chop off one head, 2 more grow back? Because I'd be cutting off my own heads just to have as many as I could.
Exactly.
I'd find a Shabraj. I'd find a guillotine. Oh my god, I read a book the other day that was like, Dick Guillotine. It was an Abby Jimenez book.
Say that again. My brain just thought of something.
Dick Guillotine. Because she was like, we need to cut off his wiener. Yeah, with a dick guillotine.
Yes.
And I was like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It was the worst wingman ever by Abby Jimenez.
My brain just thought of, like, the warp method for one of the heads.
What's the warp method?
You, like, tie floss or, like thread around a wart, and you just keep it forever until it dies.
I hate it. No, I think you have to, like, literally sever it. Because it has to have a space for the 2 ones to grow back. Based on Greek lore.
Got you.
But we're not really following lore here.
No.
So I don't know what's going to happen.
We just out here.
I don't really know what's going to happen.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't have anything else to say about Tori Traveler other than the water teacher's
No.
gross.
Because then they get in a pool, and then she got distracted by the 2 idiots fighting.
And jumping off a cliff, which I'm like, why are you watching them?
Yeah. Why do we hear about them? Because we don't.
But also, why are they jumping off a cliff? And why are they allowed to be there?
Also, why are we sexualizing them again?
They're just being bros. Two guys chilling in a hot tub 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Period.
They might be.
They were so close.
They were touching.
They were
touching.
Oh.
That would be the turn of the century. Actually, they're all gay. And what nothing to do with the girls. I'd be here for it. I'm here for it. Now it's just turned into, actually, this is a theorizing podcast for ZODIAC Academy, and we theorize all the things that aren't going to happen, because this is the tropiest trope book ever troped.
Yeah.
And I hate it. And I hate it here.
We're making it through it.
I really hope it gets better.
I do too.
And I hope everybody is enjoying gossiping about it with us, because I know when I read a book like this, this is cathartic for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm far enough in it now that I gotta finish it.
Yeah.
I've gotta finish it.
Yeah.
So, but also I need somebody to talk about it with and be like, did you see this? Do you know what happened? So I hope everybody else feels that way.
I hope so too.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us for a little while. And we will see you at another time.
Yeah.
Bye.